Welcome to Our Community, Our Money, the entrepreneur in you. My name is Jermaine Washington, and I'm your host. Today's show is about the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program at Houston Community College. The program is managed under Maya DeNovo, Chief Entrepreneurial Officer, over the Entrepreneurial Initiatives Department. To remind you that the deadline to register for the business plan competition is January 30th, 2019. This is a huge opportunity for anyone that would like to compete to win prize money to help with business goals, and it also teaches you how to write an effective business plan. We have posted the information on the screen. I would like to welcome Ms. Kimberly Burrows and Ms. Liz Laura Carino to the show. Hello, Kim. Hello, Liz.
Hi there.
Welcome. So I would like to start with you, Kim. Would you please tell me a little bit about yourself, your entrepreneurial journey, and how you became the executive director for the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program?
Sure. After working many years in corporate America, I decided to venture out and start a management consulting company where I work with small businesses in organizational development. That proved to be very rewarding for me. And at the same time, I was working with Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business Program as a mod faculty, facilitating leadership and human resources. And this is how I came to become executive director of the program.
Oh, that's such a wonderful story. So what are your plans for the program going forward now that you are the executive director?
Well, the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program is a wonderful program. An article in the Houston Chronicle dated August 2018 stated that Houston ranked among the 30 cities where businesses are striving. And so for us, that means to increase participation. If we have small businesses that are thriving in the Houston area, we want to provide them with practical business and management education, as well as business services and access to capital. So the goal is to continue to increase our participation in the program.
As a mod faculty person, what type of things did you teach your students, and what did they learn in that?
As I stated, I taught leadership and also human resources. So from a practical education standpoint, what was taught in the mods is information that the small business owners can apply immediately. So learning things about performance management, learning how to be a better leader, all of those things, once they learn, they can apply immediately once they get back to their business.
So now that you're in the educational environment and you're working for Houston Community College, what's the big difference that you find between corporate, what you were doing as a small business owner, to what you're doing now?
Well, it's pretty much the same. The focus is our customer, and our customer is a small business owner. So what we want to do is provide them with the knowledge and skills so that they can continue to grow their business. By growing their business, they help contribute to the economic growth of the Houston area by creating jobs.
So basically, your knowledge, you can bring the practical experience as well as the educational experience to the learning process. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And so since you've been doing this for so long and you've built the team, do you see anything that you feel that the program needs in addition to what you already providing, or are you happy with the structure and the way things are going right now?
Well, first of all, I inherited a great team. I cannot speak enough about the team and how we all work together. And it is like a well-oiled machine. We're moving right along. Everybody knows exactly what to do to integrate their knowledge and skills into the program.
Well, thank you so much for that information, Kim. Thank you. So now we're going to watch a short video about the Goldman Sachs program.
Great.
Our guiding principle in this country is equality of opportunity, and 10,000 small businesses is a big part of that.
I love making coffee. I love talking about coffee. Yeah, I love coffee a lot.
The part I love about my business is that it fixes lives.
Any sort of artwork that you see on clothing when you're in a store, we've probably made it.
We are an energy solutions company.
We are a mechanical contracting firm based out of Philadelphia.
Healthy food company. We're based in Harlem.
New Orleans, Detroit,
Miami.
When I started my company, we had one employee. The second day, we had one employee and a coffee pot. Almost every big business was a small business.
We had no business background when we started.
The hard part is keeping the business afloat.
There has been a lot of challenge involved with the family and also a company that wants to grow at the same time.
The Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program gets you in the mindset to stop working in the business and work on the business.
To be put in a room with 23 other people.
Hi everyone, I'm Amy Voloshin.
It made so much sense, and that every day that I left there was something on my list that I could immediately apply to my business.
At the time I took the program, we had 13 employees, and now after the program, we have over 100.
Our income was $400,000. Now we are over $3.5 million.
When we expand from 2 to 5 locations, we will about double the amount of employees.
My company is going to skyrocket.
To be able to create jobs and have a positive impact on our community.
We're doing a service that our society really needs.
The work that you do is just all around you.
Sensei Ramos is graduating from high school. Give him a hand.
When I meet a small business person, I never feel better about the prospects of the United States and the strength of our people, and that the American trajectory in the world is secure for another generation.
That was a very informative video. Thank you. So Liz, tell me a little bit about your background.
I had a very long corporate career, oil and gas, being a native Houstonian. It's one of the first industries. Long career with Continental Airlines. And upon my departure from Continental after 21 years, I went in partnership in a public affairs, public relations with my husband, who had a firm at that time. And then when I began to meet some of the business owners, they really had issues with operations, sustainability, HR, and even marketing. So I really found my niche in that market, and then launched LLC Strategies and working with small business owners before the Goldman Sachs program started.
Wow, that's a great career. So you are the outreach director, correct? So what are you looking for when you are trying to find the ideal candidate?
Houston has so many pockets of business owners here. As you saw in the video, the diversity of industries, products and services. We look for that business owner that is in growth mode, which is why we say 2 years in operation, 150,000 minimum. But I will tell you that we've had as high as 60 million in the program.
Wow.
And then we look for business owners that have 4 employees, and 2 of those can be owner, co-owner. Now, when we talk about employees, we talk about W-2. The premise behind the Goldman Sachs program isn't just about the business owner. It had the curriculum created by Babson College, which really is application. It's not really academic lecture type of a format. And then when we look at the business owners, the reason that we didn't look at gender, ethnicity, or certifications is that the concentration of that business owner that is ready to grow and therefore support the community and its clientele.
Wow. So what should they know, the candidates, before applying to the program?
Our classes are about 30 to 35 business owners. And one of the things that we ensure is that there's no competing businesses in there. So that diversity of industries, that diversity of resources and problem solving has led to the success of the program. So when I talk to candidates, usually they'll tell me, I'm too busy and I can't really get into the program. Well, those are the perfect candidates right there. They're telling me by that statement that they're working in the business and not on the business. So we've had medical doctors, CPAs, sitting next to roofers, electricians, candlestick makers, restaurant owners. And so the business application really has been our success.
Well, thank you so much for all of that information. Before we go, what is the cost of the program?
There is no financial cost for the candidate when they apply. If they are accepted into the program, we ask for the commitment, and we always provide the scheduled dates to ensure that they are able to commit to that calendar of course.
Well, thank you so much, both of you, for coming on the show and telling us all about the Goldman Sachs program. I appreciate your time. After the break, we will have the opportunity to meet two people from the team, Michelle Lamshing, Program Manager, and Terry Amadeus, Program Coordinator. Also, we will have a new summer cohort starting soon, and you can hear all about that when we return. For information about the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses, go to our website, which is hccs.edu/smallbusiness. This program continues to move forward towards its goal to help 10,000 small businesses. See if you qualify. We will be right back.
I've seen people's lives change just by attending a class at HCC.
Some of them might not have the financial means to go to a four-year university. That doesn't make them any less quote-unquote smart than the kids who go to a four-year school.
HCC is easy to get to. It's easy to apply and easy to become a part of.
It gave me so much confidence.
Once you finish your 2 years there, you can transition into a four-year university or go into the workforce.
It's affordable, it's accessible, it changes lives.
Welcome back to Our Community, Our Money, the entrepreneur in you. I would like to welcome Michelle Lamshing and Terry Amadeus to our show. Thank you both for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
I would love to start with you, Michelle. Can you tell me a little bit about what you do for the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program?
Sure. So I'm the program manager. So I work primarily on the budget, logistics, whether it's about behind the scenes of the cohort class, outreach, a little bit of everything, and then I help with the application process as well.
Speaking of that, what is the submission process for the applicants? Because I'm aware that you're going to also be having a summer, or you're taking applications for them right now for your summer cohort, right?
That's correct. So we do actually accept applications on a rolling basis. However, at this point, we are accepting primarily for the summer cohort classes you mentioned. So the application process is a three-part process. Part one, the three-part process can all be done essentially online. So part one is very short and sweet. We ask for basic information about you and about your business, and then it goes on for the selection committee to review. And then should you meet the criteria, you advance on to part two. And then from part two, you advance to the interview, and the interview is the last part of the process.
Okay, that sounds very interesting. So how do you assist the applicants? And tell me something about the webinars.
Sure. So we help as far as walking them through the entire process. So we're in communication quite a bit with candidates to make sure that they submit the documents that are required should they advance to part two. So we very much support them to make sure they submit the right documents. If they have questions about what documents to submit, we are there for them. The webinars are a great tool for those who have questions. We can actually connect with them through webinars and have literally a live Q&A session about the application process itself, and if they have any questions about how to submit.
High tech, innovative.
Yes.
I love it. So now I'm going to ask Terry a couple of questions. So what do you do for the team?
Yeah, so I am the administrative coordinator for the program, and I too assist with the applicants and the application process, handle the logistics for the program, and just pretty much support the team.
Okay. So are there any type of challenges you deal with during the application process?
Challenges that we face, I guess, is helping the applicants to understand the documents that's required for the program. They get a list via email regarding the list of support documents that they need to submit. And of course, they're busy working on their business. They don't always readily understand what the documentations are about or why they're needed. So we're there to explain that process to them. And of course, it's important to gather those documents in advance so that when they advance to part two, and they're completing the Part 2 online application, they have the documents readily available to upload when needed. And that really helps us to help them to complete that second part of the application process.
Well, I know we briefly discussed the qualifications, but can you give me some more detailed information and reiterate the qualifications to get into the program?
Yes, the applicant can be the owner or co-owner. Only one of them is able to apply for that particular business. They should be able to step away from the business and be comfortable while their business is being managed by their partner or support team. So essentially the criteria is that they should have at least 4 employees, including the business owner, the applicant, revenue of $150,000 or above, and certainly we've had well above that, but it must start at least $150,000 in their annual revenue, and 2 years in business. And the reason for that is that they've already had their nicks and bruises as they're operating their business, and they are now looking to expand or grow their business.
Wow. So tell me a little bit about the schedule commitment, because I know that a lot of these businesses, I say they're so busy, and then what type of commitment do you give them as well? So
good question. Yes, once they are selected into the program, the commitment that we expect from them is that they attend every module and clinic. It's very important that they attend those classes as they're building their growth plan throughout the program. So it's essentially important that they adhere to that schedule. And we do provide the schedule in advance so that they can match the schedule to their calendar to ensure that it does fit their calendar, that they can step away from their business to move forward with this program. Our commitment to them is to deliver an educational program for them. Developing that growth plan, we offer support and assistance and tools, resources to help them to move forward with the growth plan. They are also issued a business advisor. They get a business advisor, and that business advisor is with them through the entire program, helping them with their growth plan or any challenges that they may be facing within their business. And all of this is held in a confidential manner, so between the business owner and the scholar who's going through the program.
That's so interesting. So Michelle, also, so how many of these cohorts, if you know, have you had so far?
So the program started in 2011, and since then we have 24 cohorts. We're actually in it right now, the 24th. But we have, it's been a long time, and it's 3 cohorts essentially a year.
Wow, that's so interesting. And the application process, how long does it take from beginning to end to get from, the start of what you two do to the final, you got it?
So it can be, it's almost a month and a half, I would say, only because there's time for the selection committee to review the documents that you submit, and then for the scheduling of the interview. So it is essentially about a month and a half process. But as mentioned, Terry and I are there to help every candidate along the way to make sure they get that application in completed and successfully.
So if an applicant isn't successful on the first round, do you typically have many people that try again and then get in a second time, or is it once you don't get in, you're out?
That's a great question. So people are open to reapply. So there are different factors that go into why someone may not get accepted the first time, whether it's time commitment, whether the business doesn't meet the program criteria. There's a lot of reasons that may go into it, but people are always welcome to reapply if they choose to.
Oh, okay. And so of the applicants that have gone through the program, has there been an instance where someone has applied and not gotten in and then gotten in later?
Yes, certainly. We actually have an alumni who applied 3 times and finally got in. Okay. And that's because the business was not quite ready, or whether she herself as a candidate wasn't able to put the time into the program.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, both of you, for this wonderful information for all of our viewers out there so they can get an inside track on what you guys do for the company. And as you can see, the Entrepreneurial Initiatives Department has a variety of innovative programs that provide our students and the community with valuable, practical, useful information and resources like the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Business Program. Speaking of our many programs, please remember that the Corporate College is in partnership with the Texas Workforce Commission. They have provided funding opportunities through the Skills Development Fund and the Skills for Small Business program that can be used to train employees. This information can be found on our website at hccs.edu/smallbusiness. You should definitely check it out. We'll be right back.
We have academic programs that help students get from high school into a university. And the data is very clear that students that take the path of a community college finish in far higher numbers than students that start straight into a university experience. Our students can achieve a baccalaureate degree in multiple fields from the universities in the area without ever leaving Houston Community College.
Welcome back, everyone. In this segment, we will be speaking to Ms. Rita Reed, Alumni Manager, and an entrepreneur, Mr. Abe Gonzalez, who is an alumni that has graduated from our Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program. Mr. Abe Gonzalez is the owner of the company RPC Global Incorporated. Hello, Rita. Hello, Abe.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
So, Rita, I'm going to start with you. Tell me a little bit about what you do as the alumni manager for Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses.
Yeah, so I have the honor of supporting the 636 small business owners who have completed the Houston 10,000 Small Businesses program and are now implementing their growth plans.
Wow, that's wonderful. So what has been the impact of the graduates who have attended the program and gone off to be alumni?
Yeah, so it's pretty fantastic. We like to track the alumni after they graduate, and so that we have data on how the small businesses are doing. So we can say that 30 months after graduating, 57% of the alumni have created jobs, and 78% of the alumni are growing revenues. So it is a big impact, and they're hiring in their local communities, which increases the Houston population, or Houston ecosystem.
Wonderful, wonderful. And so Mr. Abe Gonzalez, again, welcome. It's such an honor to have you here. Can you first tell me just a little bit about yourself and your company and how you came up with the idea to start RPC Inc. Global?
Sure. I'm Abe Gonzalez. I'm the owner of RPC Global, and we're a computer recycling company. The company was actually started in 2001, and in 2011 is when I joined the program at the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses. I was reading the Chronicle one day, and I said, program coming to HCC, and if you're a small business owner, and we're going to give you the tools to start the program. And I was actually, right before that, my business had come to a standstill. And so when I read that in the Chronicle about giving you tools to grow your business, I was like, okay, I'm going to sign up. And that's what I did.
Wow. So what are some of the benefits you gained from being a part of the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program, like being a part of that program? How has it helped you in your company?
It has helped me completely, 100%. Everything from HR to marketing to accounting to legal to every aspect of my business. I've been able to implement everything I learned in the classroom in my business.
Wow.
When I first started the program back in 2011, my company was doing $275,000 a year in annual sales. This past year, the most recent year, we did $2.5 million.
Wow.
So we had a growth of like over 400%.
Congratulations.
I attribute the entire success all to the Goldman Sachs program here at HCC.
Wow, that's amazing. So now that you're a graduate and you're off doing millions of dollars worth of revenue, how have they supported you as an alumni? What are they doing for you now that you're not a part of the actual class anymore?
Well, that's a great question, because even once you graduate from the program, they continue supporting our businesses from there. There's two parts that they really continue supporting the business. One is through the app. You know, there's the app where it connects all the small business programs businesses who graduated through the program, and we can all communicate with each other, as well as hosting different types of clinics, trainings, and other types of events here in the local area, which us small business people, we can attend.
Wow.
And so that's how they've been able to
So they
support
keep
us.
you in the loop and they keep up
Yes.
with you. That's so
Yes.
interesting. So what would you tell other people who may want to come and attend a cohort or be a part of the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business? What advice would you give them?
When I started my business, it was really on a wing and a prayer. I had no plan, and I just thought I was going to be rich, to be totally honest. And through many years of blood, sweat, and tears, I got to a certain point. But that's when I reached that stagnation, and the company was no longer growing. In the program, the training I did receive, of course, helped me grow the business. And now that I look back and I reflect and I think about it, the training I received in the program was probably worth at least 10 years of my suffering, my blood, sweat, and tears. Had I had that knowledge from the beginning, I wouldn't have had to go through all that.
Right.
And so I would tell any small business owner, instead of trying to figure it out, trial and error, blood, sweat, and tears, no, forget that. Go through the program, get the right business training that you do need to grow that business.
So you would definitely recommend this program to other people, other businesses to join this program, correct?
As much as my revenues have increased, that's how much I would recommend.
So I just have one more question for you before we go. How did you come up with the computer recycling business? Like, what made you decide to have that type of company?
Actually, it was the year 2000. Remember the famous Y2K bug?
Yes.
When the world was going to end?
Uh-huh.
So the computers were going to reset to number 0?
Yes.
Well, so many companies started disposing of their old electronics. And so we were a repair shop, and we had a customer, a corporate customer, and he said, hey, just to let y'all know do y'all take these? We're just getting rid of them. And that's where the idea came from, Y2K bug.
And you knew exactly what to do with those computers. And so when people recycle those, what do you do with those computers?
Well, first we do try to extract any technology value that the item might have. So if we can fix it up, we can refurbish it and possibly resell it to an underprivileged person or a small business. That's what we do. But ultimately, if the item doesn't have any technology value, we're going to dismantle it and we're going to break it down into a commodity, which we deal with, for example, metals, plastics, and
All of
that's
those things.
Well,
thank you, Rita. Thank you, Abe, so much for being here. I so appreciate your telling us about the program and the alumni. And a special thanks to all of our other guests, Liz Carino, Kimberly Burrows, Rita Reed, all of the people. HCC's entrepreneurial department is dedicated to helping you no matter what stage you're in regarding your entrepreneurial goals. So thank you all for watching Our Community, Our Money, the Entrepreneur in You. See you next time.